What's happening, peoples? We are on here today to talk about the Vince McMahon documentary. Yes, that is one of the number one, not one of the number one things trends, but one of the more trending topics on the Netflix chatter. The documentary about the life of WWE, WWF wrestling owner promoter Vince McMahon. And the documentary was about, how he got his start in the business, sort of, as well as, what some of his decisions creatively that made you question his actual behavior in real life. And you can see how some of those things parallel. They don't talk a whole lot about his childhood, especially his earlier years. It was kind of glossed over with how he was born in North Carolina, lived in a trailer park for his first 12 years of life, and then he met his dad and went with him, and it looks like it's been just a lifelong quest to gain his father's approval. Everything was to gain his father's approval, and he built the world basically just so, like, hey, a world that I'm in complete control of, because something happened to him in those 12 years, and he's just been constantly looking for his father's approval and a world where he's in full control. So definitely something happened to him as he was a younger child. But I mean, you watching the documentary, you see certain signs of some things, but like I said, a lot of it's not gone into in depth. I think it's because Netflix has a deal with WWE, and because Raw's going on there starting January. But I think this was a way to like open that up to show like, hey, we're not dealing with Vince anymore, but at the same time, to let the world know that the WWE and Vince are no longer associated. That's why they put the documentary out on Netflix. But at the same time, to let them know that, hey, look, they still didn't completely bury the man, because of the simple fact, if it wasn't for him, the WWE wouldn't be what it is today. Probably wouldn't even be in existence. So they distanced themselves, but they distanced themselves from him respectfully. They didn't just blister him with everything that he's been accused of, and just put all that out there for the documentary to see. My biggest takeaway out of all those episodes, and seeing how Vince would interact with his kids, and some of the stories they would tell about some of those interactions, I took away, fathers, be there for your children. Hug them. Tell them you love them. Please be there for your children, because my goodness, man, a lot of pain could have been avoided if a father would have just said, hey, son, you're okay. You're all right. I love you. Give him a hug every now and then. Good grief, man. These people are... You see these guys amass these great big fortunes, and they do it to gain approval. And they do it all for the sake of gaining that approval of that parent to show, hey, are you proud of me? At the same time, you lay waste to countless other people in your quest to be accepted by your father. That is, wow, man. It's a motivating factor, but at the same time, it's a detrimental factor too. Like, my goodness, man, the guys go through great lengths to gain their father's approval. Children go through great lengths to gain their father's approval. I mean, dads, we gotta let our kids know, hey, you matter. We love you, okay, and we will support you. We're gonna let you know when you're wrong and gonna help guide you in the right direction. But man, just having a positive influence. Having a positive influence, man, can shape your character in so many different ways. And it seemed like a lot of guys who gained all this wealth, they had influences, but none of them were like, in a positive, loving way. They were just in a wait, I gotta prove this. I gotta prove my worth to this person, and I will lay waste to everyone in the process until this person gives me my kudos. And I mean, it's hard to gain up that approval when that person is no longer here. So, and it's just wild how that shapes people's mindset and how it shapes their actions in their day to day. So dads, all in all, man, love your kids, okay? Love them, be there for them, give them words of encouragement, and let them know you are not just here to pay bills, but hey, you are there to provide. You can be a nurturer, giving them structure, as well as being their parent, man. Good Lord. It ain't just all about making money. You got to make money because you got to live. Of course, we know that. But at the same token, man, Jesus, bounds of reason, yo. So dads, be there for your kids and love on your children, man. Love your children and let them know that you love them. So that's my biggest takeaway from the Vince McMahon documentary. Dads, love your children, okay? Give them a hug. Let them know they matter. Let them know they're special, and they're special to you. And please, because you don't want to create more generational trauma, because you never gain acceptance from your parents. Therefore, you never give your children's acceptance either. So again, the documentary on Netflix, it was entertaining. I enjoyed it. If you're a wrestling fan, I encourage you to watch it, and let me know what your takeaways were from it. We can comment in the chat. Peace.